Okay, if you're squeamish, now's the part where you probably want to look away. It's really difficult to describe how infuriating and demoralizing this was. But before I go into everything that happened, let me give you a few details that I didn't include in the first video. I'd been seeing signs of the raccoon every day for about a week, so I knew he wasn't just gonna go away and leave us alone. In fact, he was getting bolder. He tried to dig through here and here. And yesterday, this paver was over here. It also looks like he moved this stone. Yesterday, this part was under here, and the point here was tucked up under the wheel. One night after dark, I was out here in the shop editing some videos. We're talking lights on, sound up, and then I heard something messing with the feed bin just outside the shop door. I had my air rifle out here in the shop with me, so I very quietly picked it up, turned out the light, and threw the door open. Nothing. I didn't see any sign of him. That is, until I looked up and saw him further away, starting to go behind my truck, just strolling casually. I tried to follow him, but he was gone. There was no sign of him. I was done for the night. I could not believe what I found the next morning. I came out a little bit ago to let the chickens out and had to go back in to get my camera. It is not good news. The raccoon apparently didn't have to bother actually digging through. He managed to pull this back enough to get his fat body all the way through there. Yesterday, I had 4 black Australorps and 4 red star chickens. Today, we have 2 red stars and 2 black Australorps. This has got to stop. We lost 1 chicken the first time, 1 chicken the second time, and now 4 this most recent time. I moved the tractor to an open spot away from the tree line, out in the open that had full visibility from the house. I did think about setting up an electric fence, but I didn't have time to get that done that day. I knew the raccoon was gonna be back that night, so I had to take a different route. I made additional reinforcements at the corners and even hung a lantern on the front of it for good measure. Okay, I tried to create a little bit of a web with the zip ties to hold one side to the other so he can't really bend it with any success, and then fortified with a bunch of bricks. I also realized that I needed to go on the offense. The defense alone wasn't cutting it, so I bought an animal trap. I set this up by the feed bin just outside my shop. My plan was just to wait until the morning and see if the trap had worked. Sometime that evening, I couldn't resist. I just had to go look out the window to see if there were any developments. Please don't judge my filthy siding. I couldn't believe it. He was right there. He was at the left corner, made his way over to the middle to check out the lantern, and then moved over to the right corner. While I was trying to figure out what to do, he climbed on top of the chicken tractor. I had no idea if he could get in from up there. I mean, maybe that's where he had gotten in before, and if so, he was gonna be in pretty quickly. The only thing I could think to do was just to yell out the window to scare him away. But then I grabbed my camera and headed outside. I didn't grab the mic with the camera, so my apologies for the bad audio. All right, I know it's dark and you can't see much. It looks like he's back to marking his territory though. And roll that back. Obviously he's trying to get into his spot. Looks like my zip tie system thwarted him. I'm checking out the rest of it to see if he tried to get in anywhere else. When I scared him off, I think he went back that way somewhere. Oh. Oh. I finally got him. Now I could breathe a sigh of relief and know that I wasn't going to wake up to carnage the next morning. Now the boys and I are learning how to properly preserve a raccoon tail. This was definitely a learning experience, and I'm not just assuming that we'll be predator-free from here on out. I still plan to install an electric fence around the outside to turn on at night to prevent something like this from happening again. But learn from my mistakes. Don't get caught with inadequate protection for your flock.